Hello everybody, Blue Dooley. We're doing another ATS Hangout and we are up to 302 subscribers. So really appreciate the support I've been getting from y'all. We'll get my phone set up so I can read comments here. Give it a little bit. Let's see here, one watching. Forgot to change my, well, no, it's a good thumbnail. Alright, looks like I got a good signal there. And we'll check to see how my sounds are. I think I'll turn my mic up just a little bit. And we'll jump into the game and we'll check out what mods I have first. That's a little too high. So right now we've got 31 mods running at the moment. Hopefully the game will cooperate here. We have a red CHU 613, some skin packs, some paint jobs, Alcoa wheels, Mark's flatbed cargo variety for ATS. It's kind of a cool mod. Adds a few more loads for flatbeds. Memphis Bell for the pack. Truck fixes and edits is to update the CHU because I don't think red is updating it anymore. Dialing Woo Max Superliner is what we were running. I also have the International 9800 Australian spec MP8 and MP10 engines for the Max. Wheels up, it lifts all the, puts more lift axles on trailers. I don't have it on. The Load King drop deck was, it's a cool mod, but I have problems with it working at night. The paint and the taillights don't work on it. No damage mod. SISL's Mega Pack. If you don't want to play the game a ton of time before you can get any of the cool stuff unlocked, Fast XP is the way to go. Drivetrain unlock. This is the coolest mod I think I have right now. Metallic paint match for trailers. It only works for vans and reefers, but if you select one of the in-game metallic paints for the trucks, you can paint your trailer to match. So that looks really awesome. Big T's lights up, 1250 horsepower engines. Real Company trailer paint, Real Company's gas stations and billboards, real advertisements. The rubber duck truck, Lone Star Not Pink. And then some just other random mods. The Freightliner FLB is a really cool truck. Of course, I got the R series. GTM's Kenworth T800 is an awesome mod as well. Accessory pack, 48-inch sleeper for the Mac Anthem Tri-Drive, and the Argosy. The X-Guard bull bars for the Mac Anthem don't work as good as they just don't look good. I mean, they look alright, but they don't look awesome. So as I mentioned, and if you've seen the title, I'm actually up to 302 subscribers, so I'm really excited about that. Everything set up here. We are starting off in Elko, which is where we ended last night because I stayed up late playing a game. Let's see where we're at here. I think we're at the rail yard in Elko. Yep. So I think we'll just see what we can get loaded with out of here. And see where we can go. Just kind of hanging out for a little while today. I just kind of wanted to give a shout out to all my subscribers for the support I've been getting from them. As it is much appreciated. Of course, we're starting out at 4 o'clock in the morning. So let's get out of this parking spot here and see what we can get loaded with. There's a tank right there. What do we got for the World of Trucks deliveries? Go to Oregon with some tanks. Go to Rock Springs with a scraper. Ooh, that's a hell of a haul. Live cattle, furniture, lumber up to Nampa. Lumber to Twin Falls. Let's do the scraper. I like doing the heavy hauls. Those are always fun. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Mine's going fairly well. The wife had to run to the store because they didn't put some stuff in our bags. So she had to run back to the store and get those. And she decided to pick up some donuts for us this morning. So I think any day you can start with donuts is a good morning. Of course, I don't have an oversized load flag or beacons, but the game doesn't care. Guess we'll do our light check here. Yep. All right. Well, we're loaded. So that's one of the odd things about the mod is the those lights blink with the turn signals. Well, the flashers. They don't blink with the turn signals. Kind of weird. Let's see here. We'll drop our lift axle there. And we'll get rolling out. Well, they got a lot of lights on that Jeep. Kind of like driving from the outside view. Especially with the long loads, because the mirror depth perception, even with the mod for better mirror FOV, still not quite right for backing up and stuff. If you missed the late night stream, I did talk a little bit about finally getting my work truck back from the shop. The body control module was the culprit for my air gauges acting up. It was also causing some other issues that didn't really matter. Like my outside air thermostat wasn't reading right. The door chime and the low air chime would just, unless the door was closed, it just chimed no matter what, which is kind of annoying. But now that I have working air gauges again, that's should have left it in that gear a little longer. It's nice to have my work truck back because you get so used to it when you put a lot of miles on them that when you jump in other trucks, it takes a little getting used to. Lucy made us 26,000. Unfortunately, the problem is now my radio doesn't work, and my high idle was acting a little weird. Fine. We'll pull into the way station that isn't a real way station in real life. This is just a truck inspection station in real life. There's no scales. There isn't even a scale house. There's a couple of porter shitters for the officers to use when they do set up. We are 144,505 pounds. Speed limit thing is weird. Why did you stop? Don't want to sit here all day. Probably should have rolled my window down. Forget what engine I'm running in this. I want to say it is 600 or 700 horsepower. 13-speed transmission as always. No matter how heavy the load is, I don't see the point of an 18-speed. Unless you have no horsepower. I also don't do a lot of heavy traffic driving, so the 10-speed in my truck's just fine. And the only difference between a 13 and an 18 is the 18 you can split the low gears, and the 13 you only split the high gears. The sun's coming up. Got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. So it should be set to rock and roll. Should have probably posted on Facebook that I was going live, but eh. I could pause the game and do that, but I don't feel like it. Now that the sun's out, we'll get outside the truck. Enjoy the Nevada scenery. Past this bus. Now with the World of Trucks contracts, you can only do 65, no matter if you have a governor set or not. Which I guess is to kind of keep it fair to players that maybe don't have mods installed. So yeah, you want to just keep going, accelerate, and we'll slow down here to 65 eventually. Some weird concrete cubes just sitting there. Got on the rumble strip a little bit. That sounds weird. Yeah, the real rumble strips are a little louder than that. Got the black rubber duck on the hood. That is one of the things I'd like to see SCS add more of their own accessories to the trucks. I mentioned it a few times before, but all of the in-game trucks should have more frame options. All of them should have the ability to have a lift axle. Actually, technically all of them should be able to have a third drive axle too. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted up actually a pretty badass looking Freightliner with the wide fronts for the 20,000 pound front end and a lift axle. And I think I've seen that truck pulling wind turbine blades. He was at the local D&B Supply Saturday. Really good looking truck. Doggy head was kind of standing on the dash while I had his paws on the steering wheel or the dash and looking out the window waiting for his owner to get back. We can bypass this one. Nice. Oh, there was a viewpoint in there. Oh well, get it another day. Get the Mexico map? I didn't know there was a Mexico map. I don't follow the mods a lot. I do have New Mexico. I had thought about getting the coast to coast map a couple of times, but it'd be harder to comment on some of those places because I haven't really been east a lot. should have got over for them. Been to the coast a couple of times, East Coast a couple of times, but up around New England, so I've been southeast, like Florida and the Carolinas. All these look a little wider than the drives on this truck. If you're just tuning in, we got a scraper and we're heading up to Rock Springs, Wyoming from Elko, Nevada. We're in a Mack Superliner, which is probably one of the best looking trucks ever built, in my opinion. Peterbilts and the Kenworths, they look nice, but I kind of like the wider hood on the Superliner, bigger grille. Or the Ford LTL, not FTL, LTL 9000. Big old monster hood on those trucks too. Kind of looking forward to Texas, as I've been through Texas a few times. Really interested in Montana, because I know they're working on that too. But most of my driving's Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho. We're stuck doing 65 because this is a World of Trucks contract, and for some reason World of Trucks jobs have a governor. Oops. Didn't check my mirror. Apparently I've never been to Salt Lake in the game, in this particular playthrough. That's kind of weird. Or you have to come through this part of town to get it discovered, because I see on the map a little bit where I've that way. Yeah. Apparently I-15 doesn't discover Salt Lake. I'm going to stay in this lane, I guess. Of course, I don't have head track. I don't even have a wheel and pedals. I'm playing on the Xbox controller. I kind of figure since I drive in real life, I don't need to spend all the money on a setup to drive more realistically in a video game. Yeah, we'll definitely check it out, Miguel. I got to use my phone to read comments because I don't have two monitors, so it's a little bit of delay is why I haven't gotten back to you quicker. A little bit of a grade here. That's a bit of a grade. Is it a pretty good map there, Miguel, for Mexico? I've been down to the border in real life, but I've never been. Exit for Ogden. I've seen an Australian map that I kind of want to check out too sometime. It's kind of a bucket. Really realistic? Well, then I will definitely have to check that out. Thank you for suggesting that. Of course, the new Forza Horizon 5 takes place down in Mexico, and I know it's probably not realistic, but it looks really pretty down there. You have the map? That's good to hear. Yeah, I will have to check that out. Oh, I must have burned a couple 100 pounds of fuel. Oh, come on, you can start out in a higher gear than one. Back up to 65. The frustrating thing about the World of Trucks contracts are you got a hard speed limit set at 65. But it's kind of fun because if you go on the website for it, you can see what everybody else has been hauling, tonnage wise, how many miles they usually make in a trip, There's also, you can upload photos directly to World of Trucks from the game and share them that way. So I like seeing people's photos. Low might be a little too low. We'll find out here. Yeah, we'll go back to 7 high. It's the low. Wind turbines. There are quite a few of those in Wyoming. Usually it's too windy for the wind turbines, though. Unfortunately, I gotta work tomorrow, but my wife and my friend James has tomorrow off because of President's Day. Well, with my truck being in the shop for 2 weeks, well, basically 2 weeks, we're a little behind, so I think we have 6 loads to go out Monday. So, with the weather probably being nicer now, we'll probably pick up again. Get in the busy season. One of the guys I worked with while my truck was in the shop was telling me that the designers have so much work to get turned in that they have a hard time keeping up with it all. So I think it's going to be another busy year. That's alright, busy's good. I'd rather be a little busy than be slow and have to worry about getting enough hours. A little overtime never hurt. A little overtime never hurt. Stop in there on the way out to get some fuel. took the, we have an old long haul truck that they use as a transfer truck now. And I took it up to north of Ketchum, which was interesting because it's a sleeper cab with a little bit of a stretch to it, so a lot longer wheelbase than I'm used to. And I took up the third pack of 5 for a house up there. Just a monster house. Where's the road? The foundation was 140 cubic yards of concrete. Just a monster house. Usually if you make 2 trips, it's a fairly good sized house. But when you got 5 trips, 5 fully loaded trips on an 18-wheeler to get a house delivered, that's a big goddamn house. Has a full basement. I'd imagine it's probably 2 stories. Just a monster house out kind of up in the mountains. They don't even got cell phone signal up there. Because I wanted to call my boss and tell him I was running a little late because I got stuck. Thankfully they had a grade all and could pull me out. So that wasn't too bad, but I didn't know the truck didn't have differential locks. It had the inner axle lock, but not diff locks, so kind of got hung up a little bit. Am I not straight enough? Might need to be in a little further. There we go. Synchronizing. Let's see here, 399 miles, 54 gallons of fuel. I'm up to 50 World of Trucks contracts completed, and we made $31,693. Okay, let's see here, what do we got? Let's see here, we can get some, we could haul some Kenworth up to Seattle. Rock Springs to Tacoma. Roswell, New Mexico. Astoria. Coos Bay, Oregon. I don't know if I've been to Coos Bay, Oregon in the game. Carlsbad, San Rafael. That's a lot of trailer for a bucket. That's kind of one of my gripes about the game is some of their loads. You could put that on a regular flatbed. You don't need an oversized load trailer with a Jeep. Kingman, Arizona. Where you take some Coca-Cola to Burns. Rock Springs to Volvo excavator, wheeled excavator. That's kind of cool. Winnemucca, yeah, 2 forklifts. Those could be on a regular flatbed. They don't need that much. They're not that heavy. Metal coils. What are these? Empty pallets, used packaging, and ventilation shaft. Carson City, Nevada. That might be. That might be a cool haul. Sholo AZ. Well, that might be an interesting drive at least because the road does something besides going a straight line. Yeah, let's do some cables to Arizona. That'll be fun. That will be fun. Or maybe it won't. Where? Now we'll find our cables. The suspension on this truck's modeled pretty well, but there's no axles and drive shafts modeled under it. But this mod was labeled as a work in progress on the SCS forum. I keep forgetting to jump on and see if it's been updated. But the truck exterior and the interior are so well modeled that I'm not going to throw too much of a fit about it. Not that there's a lot of leg to raise on this truck. We got our lights on. Flashers work. Alright. We'll head out. I think we'll swing into that fuel station, grab some fuel. Must have done an update, because usually if you needed your pusher axle down, the game would do it for you, and it wouldn't let you raise it to back up even. It is, though. It's such a good looking truck. It's a shame the Macs don't get more love than they do. Highway Patrol? Yep, Highway Patrol. I've always thought the Wyoming Highway Patrol had some of the best looking cars because they run black, but black paint, but all the lettering and stuff's gold. They look really good. I guess there's a fuel across the way. If we can get across the way to go get fuel. That's a lot of traffic for Wyoming. Might be sitting here a bit. That's a little ridiculous. We're going in backwards. Oops. Get the old truck filled up here. $3.67 a gallon. I think when I filled up Friday it was $4.09 in Idaho. wondering why I have so much money, I cheated. I did the Fast XP mod and the higher pay mod. I truck in real life. If I'm going to play a game, I don't want to do all the tedious crap. I want to have all the parts and all of the trucks and all of the money so I can drive what I want to drive. Most importantly, it's a game, so you can play it however you want to play it. Day cab anthem. Because really when you're looking at the truck from the outside, unless you're really looking for it, you don't even know that the axles aren't there. Get there Monday, 1 o'clock in the morning. Guess I can turn off my blinker. It is just such a good looking truck. And it sounds really good too. Nice rumble to the engine. Wastegate. A good turbo whistle. There's some paragliding. That's cool. That little stuff I really kind of like that they put in the game. If they had some people base jumping off the Prime Bridge in Twin Falls, that'd be really neat. Because they base jump off that bridge pretty much year round. As long as the wind's not blowing too hard or snowing or raining, you pretty much see somebody base jumping almost every day. Not my cup of tea. Mom always jokes that she wants to go do it, but she's scared of heights, so I'd really be surprised if she ever buckled down and did do it. Do it. Do it. Hopefully, though, speaking of Mom, she's working on getting a house out here in Idaho. As my sister lives down in Colorado and I live over here in Idaho. Dad passed away about 6 years ago. So aside from friends, she doesn't really have any family or anyone real close. Which kind of bugging her. And Wyoming has really lousy winters, so she's kind of over the Wyoming winter. Idaho, a little more well, actually a lot more affordable than Colorado. Winters aren't as bad, and we have really good soil for gardening. So Mom's kind of looking forward to actually being able to have a real garden, not having to shovel snow multiple times a day. I have to go check this viewpoint out. Drop down enough gears. I don't have my graphics setting turned up to maximum. My computer just quite doesn't have the horsepower to run the game at the highest graphics setting and run OBS and the YouTube app so I can stream live, but the game looks good even with low graphic settings. And we're going to end up blocking some handicap. Flaming Gorge Dam. I've been across it. It is really pretty because you kind of don't know you're getting close to it until you're just about right on top of it. There's a lot of really pretty places in the world. It's kind of why the game's neat like that. I mean, it's not 100% accurate, but you kind of get the gist of it. Yeah, maybe we should take a screenshot. So let's go, Photo Studio. Let's do that. Oop. There we go. That looks pretty good. We don't need blur. I don't know why the game insists on having so much blur. We'll take that. And then you can also, as I mentioned, I'm going to upload this photo to my World of Trucks account. So let's see here. I want to leave the flame Devil's Tower. So let's use that one. And there you go. You head over World of Trucks, you can see all my photos. You can't have a ton of photos on there, but it's cool. It's cool to see what people are taking photos of and how they paint their trucks and have them set up. Okay, enough lollygagging. We should probably get going down the road. You can just get out of the truck and stretch your legs a little bit too. As with the exception of some Freightliners and Internationals, as tall as I am, about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, I need to get out of the truck and walk around it. Stretch my legs. Which, since I do flatbed, I need to get out and check my straps anyways, so I usually get out, stretch my legs, check my straps. As going a little fast. Even though we get them banded together really good, the stacks of trusses going down the road, they'll shift a little bit, so you generally have to tighten at least one or two straps a trip, sometimes more. Some sailboats over there. Truck parking in there. We could have parked in there, grab some lunch. All the horsepower now. The game is it's really relaxing. Mainly because you don't have to put up with all the BS you do driving a real truck. The AI is kind of dumb sometimes, but you didn't have to get over that far, dude. You don't have to worry about dispatchers telling you to hurry up, although they do tell you our customer is expecting to load soon. You don't have to call someone for directions and then find out that person doesn't know how to give directions. I've commented on that a few times in videos, but yeah. There are definitely two kinds of people in the world. Those who can give directions and those who can't. Got our lights on. If you're just tuning in, we're just doing a, hey, I hit 300 subscribers kind of hangout on Sunday. We're running in a Mac Superliner. Got 2 rolls of cables on. Yeah, just kind of hanging out on a Sunday. Gee, stopping to take a photo really kind of set our time back a little bit. Lost an hour, almost an hour and a half doing the picture. In Vernal, Utah now. Jake breaking through town because I don't care. And it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. stuff like that. Vernal's kind of a pretty little town. I would wager there is a giant pink dinosaur with a sign in Vernal, because the game devs are pretty good about putting those kind of landmarks in the game. Been through Twin Falls and seen the metal horse sculpture pulling a grater blade. That's really where it's at in town. It's really what it looks like. So those kinds of details are a lot of fun. Having grew up in Laramie, Wyoming, seeing the statue of Chief Washakie in front of the food service building on the University of Wyoming, that's really kind of cool. They did a good job with that. Truck service. Although with all the DLCs, this game's a game I would recommend waiting until it's on sale to pick up. Because the base game's California. And every state after that is a DLC. Although they do have bundles. So yeah, I would definitely suggest waiting until it's on sale if you're thinking about getting it. So that way you can get a lot more of the game. Hit that one a little too hot. Jacks. I guess it was Vernal, Colorado, not Vernal, Utah. Wrangley discovered. Yeah, I am kind of excited that I'm up over 300 subscribers now. I appreciate the support. I sent an email off to see about getting some information on some full-size truck parts. I don't want to spoil that because I don't know if it'll even happen. But if it does, I think it'll make a pretty good video. And I'd really like to get some more work done on my pickup truck. I've had it so long, it should have been done by now, but life gets in the way sometimes. I'm sure everybody knows that feeling. You got big plans and then life's like, nope. Alright, not sure why we're stuttering. As Colorado isn't quite as optimized as Wyoming and Idaho were. See, that should be a place you can load and unload. Or there, maybe. Still got some work to do on the snowplow. Mentioned that in other videos. I've stood out in the garage and looked at it for a while to figure out how I wanted to do some stuff. But it didn't get much past that. We had to come to a stop almost to get up this hill. Jesus. Speed limits are another weird thing in this game. I suppose since this is more of a mountain pass now, you would be going slower. And that gravel truck's probably a little on the heavy side too. So it's not like he's going to be flying up here. You got the jigs up as high as they go. Definitely getting in some twisty turns here. I need to turn down my rain chance. It seems to have been raining on me a lot the last couple of times I've played the game. People behind us, so I'm not going to pull over and let them by. And we're not really the ones holding us up, everybody up. That'll definitely get people irritated at you if you're oversized. You're an oversized load going up those kinds of roads. Because people are just too impatient anymore. I don't know why you'd want to go flying down that kind of a road anyways to hurry up and get to your destination. You're missing the prettiest part of the drive. The ski resort towns are kind of the worst when you get up to them, because people are just absolutely in a hurry. And they have no fucks to give to anything but getting there as quickly as possible, and you're holding them up. Even if you're not the one holding them up. Just because I'm over width doesn't mean I'm overweight. Oh shit. Got sidetracked talking. As there have been numerous times where I've been stuck behind a pickup truck pulling an RV, even at 12 foot wide. Oh, Grand Junction. And people behind me will just absolutely, any chance they can get, double yellow line, blind curve, they don't care. They're going to pass. And then you laugh at them because now they're sitting behind a pickup truck that's been holding them up the whole time, not me. I guess we're not pulling over. We gotta go through the base station. Looks like an Arby's sandwich. Arby's sounds good. Haven't had Arby's in a while. Get this show on the road now that we're on the highway again. Even though we can only run up to 65. And into Utah. Where the speed limit's 80 and we're stuck doing 65. Looping back around to the real work truck and the body control module, Ken was transferred all of the settings over from the old computer to the new used one, and for some reason they didn't transfer my mileage. So my truck now shows it has 1,120,000 miles on it instead of just 660,000 miles. Which is kind of annoying. But I am glad that they didn't. Wow, that truck might have had the same settings, just different mileage than mine. I am glad to find out that at least it's still governed at 75 and not like 65. That would have been really aggravating. Sorry, truck. I gotta get off here. Because I'd have been really upset if I'd gotten in the truck and jumped in it, found out I could only run 65. Because that'd make some of those boring drives to Idaho Falls even more boring. Although I don't particularly agree with Idaho's split speed limit. I don't actually know anybody who agrees with the split speed limit. More stutters. Tighter than I thought they were. I think one of my ceiling fan lights is flickering. That's kind of weird. Let's hang on a minute and check on that. Because that's going to be annoying. You can quit? I don't know if it's loose or what. Back to driving here. Now that that light's not flickering. Pulling into Moab right now. Nice little RV park right there. I'm guessing that was for blood donation. Ooh, want a Fanta? Yes. Actually, the Fanta sounds pretty good right now. Actually, kind of surprised James hasn't texted me yet. He was wanting to play some more Frame this afternoon, so of course he might be having a hard time putting his son to bed for a nap. His toddlers aren't always don't always want to do what you want them to do. Now, is this a turn lane? Yes. Oops. That's what I get for trying to be in a hurry. After bitching about people being in a hurry. Alright, guess we'll do 40 and 65. Yeah, whatever. I am looking forward to the nicer weather though come spring, because I can get out and I want to head back down to City of Rocks. Do some rock crawling down there with the RCs. It's absolutely beautiful down there. Tell you what, southern Idaho is kind of spoiled for areas you can take radio controlled cars and do rock crawling, or it's not that far to the mountains in any direction, so you can take your ATVs or side by sides up, run some trails. It's definitely a very outdoor friendly state. I have a new body waiting to be painted. Actually, if I move way out of the way, you might be able to see it over there. I got the J Concepts Lloyd. Because despite what everybody else thinks about it, I actually think it's a pretty good looking body. And as far as mold lines and the quality of the Lexan, I mean, it seems just as good as the Proline body I got right now. So their J Concepts naming is a little weird, I'll give them that. But the quality of their products just seem really well done. I have a set of wheels from them, which I'm running on my HPI Venture Scale Builders Kit. I have a set of their tires on my CXT, and those have held up really well. And now I got a body from them, and yeah, I think the quality of their products is pretty good. I've been happy with all the stuff I've gotten from them. So I think some people just don't like their little bit of styling quirks. Although, since they don't have to pay for licensing because of their styling quirks, it does make the bodies a little cheaper. And they look enough like what they're modeled after that people will go, oh yeah, that's what it is. Because really, if we're honest, a military Jeep, Kaiser Jeep M715, they're not a pretty truck by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, they're definitely a, what are you doing? You don't have to come to a goddamn stop to make a right. People do that in real life, and it's annoying as hell. Yeah, military trucks. Style wasn't high up on the priority of things those vehicles needed. I think they're kind of cool looking because they're kind of big and ugly. There are a lot of those older body styles that I'd kind of like to see more companies make for RC. I mean, I get they kind of also need to do bodies that'll sell. But not everybody wants a Jeep. I mean, right? I'm sure there's a lot of Ford and Chevy guys who'd be like, I want a square body. Or Super Duty. Which Sen has a really nice Super Duty body, I'll give him that. Of course, everybody who lives outside the United States probably wants Toyotas and Nissans, and not thinking of anything else that comes off the top of my head right now. Like the Nissan Patrol, I think, is a pretty popular platform down in Australia, especially since I believe you can get a little diesel engine in it. And there are a couple of pictures I've seen of them. They're a cool looking little truck. And again, Jeeps are popular because they know Jeeps will sell. That one wrong. Cross does some neat military trucks. I kind of think of Proline or J Concepts, like a bobbed deuce and a half body would be pretty neat. Of course, the other side of the spectrum, those bodies look a little weird because a 10th scale Jeep is going to be a lot smaller than a 10th scale deuce and a half, for example. And since they only ever seem to be on the same wheelbase, that kind of makes them not be in the same scale. Like the New Bright CXT I have is listed as 1/6, but compared to, I believe that, fuck it. Yeah, we're gonna run into a car. Don't mind that. It's actually pretty scale with the Toyota FJ body that came on the HPI Venture ready to run. So they actually look pretty scaled together. The Power Wagons look tiny next to it, but you park the Power Wagon next to the FJ Cruiser and they look ridiculous next to each other because the Power Wagon is the same wheelbase in RC form as the FJ. And that's not the case in real life. which is kind of why I want one of those Sens. They actually built it to be scale with the Jeeps and the Toyota bodies, which is kind of why it's so big. An F450 is substantially bigger than a Gladiator or a Wrangler or a Tacoma or just a pickup. Yeah, I'm kind of one of those people. I'd like to see a little wider variety of car bodies available for us. Axial's F100's a good looking body. I thought about getting one of those for my venture. Let's see, we got plenty of fuel, so there's no point stopping to top off. I need to download a new skybox. Find something that makes the stars a little brighter. That'd be neat. I am going to build me a custom bumper for my venture when I get the body painted up for it. And I'm going to try to... I usually have always tried to paint my trucks so they look nice. I think this one I'm going to try to paint it so it doesn't look nice. I've got a couple of different colors to paint things, so... like the doors might not match, the bed and the fenders might not match, the hood might be a different color. I don't want to make it look rusty, but I kind of want to make it look like it's a work in progress resto mod truck. So the fenders won't have holes in them. There'll be some primer, but they won't match color-wise. I think that'll be kind of neat if I pull it off all right. Got some flat clear to put in the body first so I can really kind of dull the colors down. I got some actual primer color, so maybe I can hit a couple little spots on the body to make it look like the person patched the rust that was there and just slap some primer over it on it to keep it from rusting again while they're working on the rest of the truck. Mustang must have been speeding. So, I still also need to build a trailer for my grand hauler. I want to put a different light kit in it and a sound kit in it. So, lots of projects. And a fair bit of time to do them. Just not a lot of money to do them. The thing I'm working on for the truck is because starting to develop a problem. And it's not a huge problem right now, but it's one of those, it will need to be addressed eventually. And the sooner probably the better. But it's alright to get me back and forth to work still. Lots of projects, fair bit of time to do them, just not enough money to get the parts I need to do the projects. Not sure why the other headlights don't illuminate the ground. It's kind of weird. Not quite an hour left to where we're going to get where we're going. And that's probably where I'll call the stream, is after we get unloaded for the second time. Two runs is pretty good for a live stream, I think. Because I should probably either get a hold of James and see what his plan is, or work on some other things. But I also got a light for my face cam, so I don't have to turn on the TV and the Xbox and find something to put light on me, so I don't have any weird shadows. And so far I'm pretty happy with it. I only spent $10 at Office Depot for it. As an LED light, you can adjust the brightness. There's two different color LEDs in it. There's white and kind of a off-white. So I can give myself a warm glow. Not that it'll make me look any better. It might make me look a little more professional. And we all know how professional I am on this channel. Which is to say, not a lot. But that is something I'm trying to work on, is do a little better job editing, make my videos and live streams look a little more polished. Can't do anything to make myself look better, but I can at least try to look more professional. It's also getting on about lunchtime. And lunch is important. Ooh, Corona. Yeah, we're gonna roll that and screw it. But I will definitely have to check out that Mexico map. No, Jay, this isn't multiplayer. I'm just running by myself for now. You can run convoy in ATS though, so it is possible. I've just never opened the game up to run a convoy with anybody. Apparently, didn't break. do know for playing multiplayer, you kind of have to. You got to make sure everybody's got the same mods and the same version of all the mods if you want to run a modded multiplayer. But if you turn all your mods off, all you have to do is just start the game multiplayer. It is really realistic. I grew up in Laramie, Wyoming. Unfortunately, because of the map scaling, they did have to leave kind of the emptiness of the state out. But yeah, Wyoming's a really pretty state, in game and in real life. Oops, tabbed him. There we go. Come on, those cables aren't that heavy. No, I am in a Mack Superliner. I drive a K-Dub in real life, so. I got the mod off of the SCS forums. So if you look up Mack Superliner, that's by Lake Woo. That's what truck we're in. I want to say it's a 700 horsepower Mack engine and a 13-speed transmission. I know it's a 13-speed. I forget the horsepower rating I'm running in the game right now. We'll get unloaded and check it out. At an FLD. Yeah. I've driven Freightliners. I haven't driven a FLD, but the funny thing about trucks is people's brand loyalty is kind of funny. You can get almost any engine in the same truck. Whatever truck you want. My normal work truck's a 2006 Kenworth T800. It's got a 10-speed and a 15-liter Caterpillar in it. Because that's what the guy who ordered the trucks, that was those trucks he wanted. He wanted Kenworths and he wanted Caterpillar engines. And it's kind of funny because the long haul guys we have are running Freightliners with 12-speed automated manuals and a 600 horsepower Detroit, and those trucks will eat those Kenworths lunch all day, every day. Cables to UPS. That's kind of interesting. Right on, Jay. Where are you at in ATS? It's a nice relaxing game. The only thing about the mod is those off-road lights blink with the flashers. They don't blink with the turn signals, though. Yeah, we're gonna be a little crooked. Should probably fix that. I've been to the Arizona, Mexico border. Actually, I lived in Phoenix for a little while when I was going to tech. I can't recall the little town right now off the top of my head. It's been a while. Like, well, 19 years, because it was 2001 when I was down in Phoenix. Turn the lights off, turn the engine off, decouple, and we'll see where we're at. Maybe Nogales. Like I said, it's been a while. Having grown up in Wyoming and living in Phoenix for tech school is funny because it's so warm down there. Me and the kid from Alaska would go swimming even in January, and all the people in the apartment complex that lived with us thought we were nuts because it was so cold. So Jay, this is the Mac we're running today, Mac Superliner. And except for the axles missing in my model, I don't know if that's a mod conflict. This particular truck is a work in progress, so he might just not got around to modeling those up yet. Let's see here, we're in Sholo. Yeah, I think we did go down I-19. And the only reason we were even down there is because someone was in Mexico and their truck broke down. So they had family tow it up to the state line, and then we towed it back to Phoenix. So you kind of see where I've been on the map. I pretty much stay Idaho, Wyoming. I haven't gotten every road in Wyoming yet. Only been to Redding, California. Because I've been to California in real life and I don't want to go there in the game either. Go ahead and save. And let's go to the launch pad and I'll show you which mod I have. And we're gonna call the stream. I need to get some lunch and probably work on a few other things. So yeah, the Mac Superliner by Dailing Wu. It's on the SES forums. He's got the generation 1 and 2. Like I said, it's a really well detailed modeled kit. So, or mod. So if you're a fan of Macs, it's worth checking out. The red CHU 613, some of the customization I think crashes my game. So this truck fixes and edits is supposed to take care of that, but it might be a mod conflict with something else too, I'm not sure. Yep, we're going to exit the game now. And I appreciate Miguel and Jay hanging out with me for a little while. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you later.